Yeah. So that was like, that was, yeah, that was like 15, 20 seconds.
I know it makes it difficult to kind of get someone added in.
I'm gonna have Ireland say something.
Okay.
What does the other camera look like?
There's okay, so maybe 45 seconds around.
It's hard when you have someone like that and then someone like this. We had 3 settings on that camera. We had to
Right.
program.
Yeah.
It's standard def. If you watch the last state conference, it was kind of not the best.
We run all the connectivity for back to the library. So if you want to hook in everything else, you gotta run that to the library. That's not very helpful. With President Mattson, we work with facilities to run almost about 4 additional Ethernet cables from the podium. We did one under the background cable. And then we could do HDMI over Ethernet and manage everything from the library.
Remember you guys did
We had to harass facilities to get it all that ran.
Like I said, it's going to be really hard now. They've centrally located it.
And the newer building, they put all of the broadcasting, microphone, they have a tech cabinet right off. So you think you go into the sacrament preparation room and the tech cabinet.
Yeah, so that's what we got.
The newer ones, they moved it all closer versus the library. Once they
This one
realized
has
they
got
were
a-
a lot of
Yeah, I saw that.
run between the library and
We're about that right now.
You want to ask if he can hear you? Whoever's on the other end.
Oh, Arlen, can you hear me?
we were able to get facilities to change the high def and that doesn't have to go stuck in high def.
That's why he needs to see the stream.
Yeah.
Let's leave it here and not.
What is this one?
There it goes.
Ethernet to this.
Just heard you.
Well, it's like these kids haven't even grown up seeing standard def TV.
So that's the HDMI to back to the computer, okay.
We can't
Yeah.
stream that or put that on.
Yeah, over Ethernet.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and then what we'll do is have a splitter, so we could have one to this TV and one to a TV there.
The HDMI splitter?
So what's on these will be the same on the projector. So when we switch to President Johnson,
They don't have to turn around.
Robbie, our
Yeah.
spreadsheet,
right,
of all the items bought for President Master.
What does this do?
That's it's command center, I think.
What app is this?
OBS. So right here,
It's the same as what people used to stream to YouTube, Twitch?
you
Is that what it is?
This is
Yeah.
the HDMI.
right here. This controls the audio from
So it's an HDMI connection.
President Johnson.
That,
Yeah, he's coming through on this, for the line and for audio.
and this is right out of the computer.
Yeah.
Same as, so this is a video.
So,
or-
external speaker.
Okay. Doesn't this carry sound as well?
Yeah, it can, but we're
But
not.
you'd come right through this then.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
I didn't know if this.
So it's
was
like,
out, then
let's,
it could go.
let's plumb the remote person directly to the sound system.
Yeah.
And we'll take the feed from the sound system and put it into the stream, but he's also getting it back in his ear as if this is the microphone
Uh-huh.
for that call. He just has to turn the volume off so he doesn't hear himself
Right.
45 seconds later.
And you're not using that Bluetooth thing, are you, at all?
Not for this.
That's I'm always weary of Bluetooth. Like,
Hey,
seems to
it
work
worked.
great, right?
Yeah.
But it's always Bluetooth, and it's like, oh my gosh, Bluetooth.
That's
think
why I
it
wanted to
will.
make sure
Seems
they
like
would-
it will.
Run the wire here, and that was like pulling teeth. I've requested it 3 times, and they finally did it.
You see, there's just a slight delay.
That's actually
That's not too bad, yeah.
So he's on the Zoom call.
Who's on the Zoom call?
Right, how come we can't hear him? Yeah. That's what I was wondering.
We're not seeing him. Is that why?
No, OBS has to be flipped. No, it was coming through to the input.
Does he have to flip that over? OBS to show him?
Yeah.
As soon as he does that, then that audio from his thing will come through.
Should. It worked earlier.
So the one that I have audio on is a Haven.
We don't see him though.
See you.
Where's he at, Doran?
I can't hear
I
anything.
just see a fat guy up there. He's right here.
So the one that I have audio on is a Haven. Oh. Nice. Okay. Turn on the light a little more.
Oh, don't leave now. Now we see you.
Oops. What's that? Yeah, I'm not sure why. I don't have that much light.
You can hear it
That's all right.
cycling through the same stuff.
What's that? I did. Yeah.
Doran takes the output that's produced and gonna be pushed out to YouTube. It pushes that as if it's the video camera on the Zoom call. Oh, I see. So he gets that, and then he gets the live audio because it's our microphone.
And then so that gets pushed through these, so everybody sitting up here is gonna see that by watching the stage monitors.
My only problem is this camera here, is if, general.
Again, I can't hear really anything. Should I be? Anyway,
We can hear you now.
chat. Okay. All right, now I can see the chat at the same time. That's better. Okay. Let's see. Where was
Yeah, I'm just thinking if the general authorities over there at the whiteboard,
it?
you're gonna have this in the way.
That purpose was
Yeah, it's like
to
a
give
20-second
each
delay
children the
from
opportunity to
here
prove themselves,
to you.
able and willing to choose the right when it is hard. In doing so, their natures will be changed and they could become more like him. He knew that would require unshakable faith in him. Much of what I know came from my family when I was about 8 years old. My wise mother asked my brother and I to pull weeds with her in our family's backyard garden. Now that seemed a simple task, but we lived in New Jersey. It rained often. The soil was heavy clay. The weeds grew faster than the vegetables. I remember my frustration when the weeds broke off in my hands. Their roots stuck firmly in the heavy mud. My mother and my brother were soon far ahead in their own rows. The harder I tried, the more I fell behind. This is too hard, I cried. Instead of giving sympathy, my mother smiled and said, "Oh, how? Of course it's hard. It's supposed to be. Life is a test." It's a good quote for any of us, I guess.
Shut off his audio
Actually,
and switch to the
I
video.
needed that quote when my kids were growing up. In that moment, I knew our words were true and would continue to be true in my future. The reason for Mother's loving smile became clear years later when I read of Heavenly Father and His beloved Son speaking of their purpose in creating this world
Hey, can you hear
and
us?
giving spirit children opportunity of a mortal life.
If you can
And
hear us,
we
can you
will
lift your
prove
hand?
them herewith to see if they will do all things whatsoever the Lord their God should command them. And they who keep their first estate shall be added upon, and they who keep their second, and they that not keep their first estate. Can you hear us? I
I'm sorry
cannot
about the
hear
Zoom meeting
you.
delay.
Let me try my other computer. Maybe I have something.
Hello, can you hear us?
Just 1 second. Wow.
We're curious how long the Zoom meeting delay is.
Speaker.
There could be even more delay coming from halfway across the world.
Feedback.
Comes into the Zoom servers. How long is that?
Right, that's all I'm curious. I don't care about how long it takes to get to YouTube. Because in theory, President Johnson doesn't need it at all.
Right.
But from him to the Zoom server and then to us, however long that is.
Yeah, because to him, it's going to be just us, our mic, the video. That's not what I was trying to do.
Running his, he'll be Zoom to.
Trying to turn it down.
This is Zoom right here. And then we're broadcasting it out, hit the Zoom feed to YouTube.
How long of a delay? Can you hear me? For the Zoom call, we're curious about the delay.
There you're talking now?
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, it should be. And the YouTube's fine to be later.
Let me try that. Just 1 second.
I just want to see how long it takes for him to hear us and then see his reaction on the screen. Must have said something offensive.
So these cameras are all.
Click the speaker on. Yeah, unmute it. Can you hear me in there?
Yeah, can you hear us?
No.
I can hear you. So turn off your mic and just turn on the audio. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Okay. So you can hear me okay?
Yeah, we're just curious about the delay.
All right. You just set it aside. It's far enough away. I'm not getting feedback, so I can hear myself. Yeah, I can hear myself with a delay. I have the computer moved into the other room. The feedback was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But I'm not hearing you guys. So I can hear myself. When my daughter clicked the mic on the other computer, I could hear her. But I'm not hearing you guys right
We're not
now.
doing constant talking on this end, but I'm curious if it's a delay to your end
See
through the
here.
Zoom call, because it seems like you don't always hear me.
So, yeah, I can hear myself. It does have a slight delay.
I don't think you hear
Oh.
us.
We're doing checks. Trying to see if I can hear them. And I'm. So they have to set up the case where President Johnson can use Zoom to broadcast into the chapel, but then that has to then be broadcast out to all members. Oh, I just heard something. There was a little bit of.
Can you hear this one here? Test, test, 1, 2, 3.
But it's gone now.
You still can't hear us?
No. Oh, I can hear a little bit. Let me see. Let me see if I can up my speaker.
Crank your volume.
Here, just a second. I can hear a little bit. I'll be quiet.
Yeah, turn your mic off and just turn your speaker up.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. It's quiet.
Turn your mic off if you can, and turn your speakers up.
Let's see. Just audio settings. Your mic. Crank your speakers. Yeah. Okay.
Can you hear us now? You can nod or lift your hand. Hello?
Hey, 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 hey. Test, test. Nothing?
Can you hear us?
We can't hear you.
My Bluetooth speakers at maximum. Phone speakers are at maximum. Be right back. Let me go adjust the other computer, see if we can hear you on that one as well. Be right back.
Shouldn't. I don't have any talks downloaded. We just don't know if it's a system issue, config issue, or hardware issue on his end. My speaker doesn't work.
We are all eager, no one more than I, to hear concluding remarks from our beloved
external
prophet,
speaker doesn't
President
work.
Russell M. Nelson.
He has 3
This has
speakers on
been
his phone.
a marvelous conference, but it's the second time that COVID-19 has altered our traditional
Well, that's because
proceedings. We are so
the lights.
tired of this contagion that we feel like tearing our hair out. And apparently some of my brethren have already begun that course of action. Please know that we do pray constantly for those who've been affected in any way, especially for any who have lost loved ones. Everyone agrees that this has gone on much, much too long. How long do we wait for relief from hardships that come upon us? What about enduring personal trials while we wait and help seems so slow in coming? Why the delay when burdens seem more than we can bear? While asking such questions, we can, if we try, hear another's cry echoing from a dank, dark prison cell during one of the coldest winters then on record in that locale. O God, where art thou? We hear from the depths of Liberty
No,
Jail.
nothing. Try talking in that.
And where
Oh, you
is
can
the
hear me.
pavilion that covereth thy hiding place? How
Oh,
long
wait.
shall thy hand be stayed? How long, O Lord?
No.
How long? We're not the first, nor will we be the last to ask such questions.
Oh,
When sorrows bear down on us or an ache in our heart goes on and on. I'm not now speaking of
I
pandemics or
think I can like
prisons,
barely hear it.
but of you, your family, and your neighbors who face any number of such challenges.
Now it's working.
I speak of the yearning of many who would like to be married and aren't, or who are married and wish the relationship were a little more celestial. I speak of those who have to deal with the unwanted appearance of a serious medical condition, perhaps an incurable one,
You got it now?
or who face a lifelong battle with a genetic defect that has no remedy.
We found it.
I speak of the continuing struggle with emotional and mental health challenges that weigh heavily on the souls of so many who suffer with them and on the hearts of those who love and suffer with them.
That issue's the,
I speak of the poor whom the Savior told.
That issue's how the stake center in the building, it only has one channel audio, unlike your house that has what, 5.1? Oh, yuck.
hey, Arlen, we figured out.
That's horrible.
Hey,
Hey, kill that feed.
oh yeah, I don't have enough light in my room, so that's why my video's kind of fuzzy. Yeah,
So Doran had our audio shut off.
oh,
See, that works
he
good.
just,
That's a pretty
got
quick
tired of
response.
hearing
That's what I thought. Yeah, YouTube by itself has its own separate delay, but this, he gets our image and he gets our audio as if it's the mic and the camera. Yeah, ask him to set it up over in Afghanistan. Yeah, who knows what speed. How are the Zoom meetings typically for High Council?
they're usually pretty good.
Yeah, that's nice. Hopefully, it's the same for us.
So, yeah, I mean, his video is pretty crisp. Unlike mine right now. I need to find more light. It's
Nice.
struggling.
I've seen people do like FaceTime and they're just fine. T-Mobile actually works better.
Let's see if that's better.
T-Mobile's 5G has been great. My wife's, yeah. Nothing works at my house until the kids got upgraded to 5G with T-Mobile. And through work, through Sprint, you can activate and now you're on T-Mobile.
Oh. I didn't notice this. It is live on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube should have a, 20, 30, 40-second delay. The key is, as long
Yeah, so
as
when
the
I'm-
Zoom meeting is real time, we should be fine. It'll come across to the in viewers as real time.
Yeah, it's not, I mean, I can see a little bit of delay. Yeah. It's funny to watch myself when I'm talking and I haven't spoken yet.
Yeah, so hopefully, as long as we have the audio mix to left instead of right, it should come across fine.
Oh, gotcha.
Since it's one channel.
Ah, there we go. I'm fading in and out of the mountain.
So is there anything else we're wanting to look at to prove? Because, I mean, we'll have an HDMI, the output that's going to the projector. It'll be split 3 ways. It'll feed the 2 TVs up here on the stand and then the projector. We have the 2 cameras hooked up. Doran has switched between the 2 cameras as well as the Zoom feed. You've heard our audio like you're hearing right now from our end, and we can hear you.
Yeah, I could hear everything you were saying just now. That was good. I was going to turn off my background.
Do you have a bad echo on your end where you can hear yourself?
Let's talk a little bit. No, not. I can't hear any echo. I turned down my phone, so it's not.
Yeah, Doran's got a point. It could be that Zoom is automatically canceling it, as it would kind of expect if you're on speakerphone and I'm on speakerphone in a meeting at our houses. You know, Mike's gonna pick up some of the speaker sound, so Zoom could be canceling it. So this might be nicer as long as President Johnson doesn't try to view the stream. You know, just as long as he's in the meeting and that's it.
Right. Yeah, so I wonder if it would be helpful, this is just a thought as you were talking about that, for his camera, well, I guess you're going to, the camera on the machine that's pulling everything in to point to the audience so he can see the audience, but that's probably another twist. Would probably just cause problems.
Yeah, in general, it's nice to have a camera zoomed in tight on the speaker and have another one off to the side so you can get kind of everybody up on the rostrum. That way, when you adjust the pulpit for a short person or a tall person, you can kind of go to the wide scan as that person's going up there and then just slowly switch to the other one.
Right, and so you're saying that both of those would be seen on the feed, I mean, for the Zoom feed?
Right.
I mean, in Zoom itself. Yeah, that would make it nice for at least President Johnson could at least see people on the stand, so he'd have someone to talk to rather than just seeing himself. Might be helpful.
Yeah, he sees everything that we're broadcasting. We're feeding it to him as well as we're feeding it to YouTube servers.
Yeah, so he'd see himself, right?
Yeah, he'll actually see himself through.
Yeah, like you guys were just doing for me. I can see myself.
Yeah, you'll be looking at yourself, I guess, on a loop back through the Zoom call.
Yeah. Will your feed from, I mean, when you're looking at the stand itself that you were talking about, is that going to be part of Zoom as well? Or would that be just another feed that you guys are using there locally?
Whatever we send to YouTube will also be sent to President Johnson. So when Doran switches from one camera to another camera to the Zoom call, whatever we're feeding out the produced video to YouTube, he'll also see. That will be what he sees through the Zoom call. He'll just get it before YouTube does.
Right. So those other feeds that you have, those are going to be separate from the Zoom call. So you just have him and one other Zoom participant, if you will.
Yeah, it's really just one person on Zoom, and he just switches between different video feeds.
Right.
His audio
Okay,
feed
that makes
into
sense.
him is going to be from the church sound system. It's a line out. And we're
Yeah,
just
right.
feeding in what is the speaker from the Zoom call. It's just being fed into the church sound system.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, whenever he switches cameras here, that, just like you see us up right now, that's exactly what he'll see on his end.
Right. So this is just a question. I mean, just, I guess, thinking or talking out loud, thinking out loud, whatever. Usually I try to talk out loud when I talk. But I wonder if you, I mean, wouldn't need to have any, the audio could be, completely turned off, but have one other Zoom participant that's pointed out into the congregation. So when he's talking, he can talk to the congregation. He has someone to talk to. He can see a little bit of their responses. I'm going to be small, but
Yeah,
I wonder if that would make it easier for him to speak to.
I understand the congregation, and it probably may have changed, but I understood it was only going to be people with state callings and their families.
Right, but it's still, even when you have a small, if you will, studio audience with no pre-recorded sound.
I think the only problem,
Go ahead.
Yeah, he's just asking, and it could easily be done with setting a phone up to put it in the Zoom call, to have it pointed so he can focus on that. And that's fine. We just always have to remember how much we want to be in the view of the congregation, and we don't want to take away from the spirit of the meeting. So, I mean,
right.
I don't think it would be that big of a deal to do it. We just, I guess, need to figure out how we're going to do that. I mean, the only time to do it is really whenever
I mean, if you were to do it, you could put one off to the side, right against the wall, over on the sacrament table, right? So you would have to look hard to see it, right against the wall, but point that out toward the congregation. And then he'd have something to look at while he speaks, rather than just staring at himself.
We just have to remember also this building is not as much like Rose Canyon Steak is. We have a lot more limited bandwidth. I'm not saying it's too small. We'll see. We just, with us going HD instead of SD, it's going to eat it up. And Doran sends me a message every Sunday complaining about dropping frames and asks me to shut off his Wi-Fi at his building. And it fixes it.
Oh.
So, we're going to have to shut it off for this broadcast.
Well, one alternative to that is someone that has, let's say 5G.
I was about to say,
so
someone with the T-Mobile 5G. I don't.
Or even 4G is plenty good. But.
Well, my phone doesn't work hardly anywhere. It's only Wi-Fi calling. AT&T won't? Yeah, if you had a T-Mobile 5G, it would work great.
Yeah, I have T-Mobile hotspot or just itself. So, I mean, I have it, and I don't use all my bandwidth ever. So.
Yeah, we'll just.
Just some food for thought.
Yeah.
But this is looking good. You guys are sounding good.
Cool. I'm glad it's working right now.
Switching back and forth between the feeds, that looks good as well. So I could see myself when you switched, and then back to the current view.
Test, test.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's good.
And what's nice? Ooh, lost it for a second. Yeah,
Yeah, I did
it's
lose it
probably
for a second.
I'm a big target to miss.
Yeah, I wonder why it cut out for just a second there. You were moving too fast. Walk slower.
Test, test. Yeah, the sensitivity on this mic isn't very, very good on this lapel mic.
I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, I could hear it good. You didn't need that part anyway.
This adjusts the sensitivity.
Okay.
Test, test, test.
Yeah. So now if you're walking around, is it still cutting out at all?
No, I think it's better now. It should be able to work almost all the way back to the overflow, probably further.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sounding good from my perspective.
Test. Ooh, only half back on the chapel before the overflow. But I'm sure it's because the receiver's down low. The problem,
Oh,
the sound is mixed differently. It comes out like a tingy sound, the way it's set up.
yeah.
It was nice when we had, back in the corner, we used to have 2 mic hookups, and they weren't really sanctioned, and they got removed.
Huh. Yeah. Do you have any just handheld mics? Is that something that's going to be wanted to be done, is to pass the mic around on Saturday?
We've wondered about that as well. We haven't heard, but we just know the lapel mic has been requested.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if he asks questions to the congregation, he might want a handheld pass.
So does the
Unless
Stake
someone's
Center
got a
have
mic-
any handhelds, or?
Get a mic boom.
You know, I think you could not worry about the mic, just do, sign language would be just fine. That'll extend all the way to the back of the room.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the whiteboard would be back here in the corner. That's why I don't like the 2 cameras where they're at. I almost think we need to move that camera for the wide angle or over here. But the only thing is the whiteboard. How's he going to position it? Yeah. This little nook.
Could you use if the wide angle is just so you can see what's going on, could you use the cameras that are mounted at the back of the chapel?
It's standard def, and the only way to get to it is in the library. So we have to pretty much run an internet cable all the way from the library up here, and it's not really something we can do.
Yeah, you want to do, yeah.
Yeah, I almost think it would be nicer to put the camera over here, even if it's right here at the front. But if he has it pointed that way. Oh, ether, and I keep losing the mic. I don't know. I really think it's the antenna, the way it's pointed. Because we didn't have an extra cable. And I didn't want to pull a 50-foot XLR cable out for that. For just 1 foot. Hey, Dorn, you could play the organ or the piano and see if it's picked up. That's the other concern.
Yeah.
Because sacrament.
Beethoven's Fifth would be nice.
We're lucky if we get chopsticks from Dorn. Oh, I know.
Hey.
He takes lessons.
Yeah. A little bit of handle.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't. It was rough.
He was tuning it at 11.
So what speaker are we coming over now?
Can you hear it?
I can, but it's.
Good.
Is it coming through the mic on the podium or yours?
This is more of a directional mic up here at the pulpit. What we need is one of the
Right.
other Omni mics.
Yeah.
But the organ does have an audio out cable.
Oh, okay. Sure. I guess it's kind of, do you want to get the congregation and the organ? Just the organ?
Yeah, somehow you have to get the organ and the congregation at the same time.
Right. I mean, yes, I could hear it.
It's right down here. There's a big fat
If the mic was over by like the sacrament table, would that? I mean, I know they're all probably directional mics that pick it up. Now we need someone to sing in the congregation. Yeah, that's plenty loud. In fact, almost too loud. Compared to your speech that you were talking previously.
Use the audio out just to plug it into the sound system, and then have a mic up here just pointed out.
I think the best thing.
It's
Jeremy would go crazy. He'd have mics all over. And then one time we just tried the podium and the other, and it was just as good.
Yeah, I think the best.
You can try it and move way over here.
every week it's hard to hear the organ, and when they hook the mic up, it worked better. But then that one was picked up as well as the
Yeah.
podium mic.
So
it
the-
had a horrible echo.
So my suggestion, if we want to make sure we get good organ on the stream, is to run that line out straight into the mixer on the desktop in there.
But do you want just organ, or do you want singing?
How many people are going to be here? Like 30?
Yeah, you'll have. I mean,
Church without music sounds
yeah,
weird, but
there'll be some.
I'm okay with it. I don't sing.
So our last day conference, they just didn't want to have an amplifier. State, yeah, they just did the Tabernacle Choir and.
I mean, there'll be enough in the congregation to hear
There you go. There's a suggestion.
someone.
To throw Doran for a loop. He can have the choir loaded on his computer.
Yeah, you can load up the Tabernacle Choir for opening song, and we can cut to video, and just like they said.
Yeah, and make sure that, when you switch the videos, you have a nice fade, or the picture zooms down to a little point and it slides off the screen all of a sudden.
Told Robbie I can help him with some drone footage. The chapel.
Yeah, drone footage of the chapel. That's nice.
There you go.
I don't know. Are y'all comfortable? Do we need to do something else? Like I said, I want to run another test next week before state conference, like set up Wednesday or Thursday, tape everything down, figure out for sure where we want to put stuff. Maybe y'all can get some other input from high counselors and stake presidency. Just know that there's 2 cameras, 2 tripods, ideally 1 tight for here. And I prefer 1 off at a distance that we can get the rostrum. But I could also see using this one that's over here for this, and then switch to this other one whenever he's teaching over here. And also, if we could find out, do we need a handheld and a bunch of baby wipes?
If we can provide President Johnson a time next week, Wednesday, say, hey, we're gonna set it up and do some testing on Wednesday at this time, he'll try and squeeze some availability in. He has the flexibility there, unless he's something they're flying. He'll squeeze it in.
Well, my only thing is none of this equipment's mine. This is all Doran, and he just walked into the bathroom. Just so everyone knows where Doran went.
Yeah, so I could hear whoever was talking. Can't see you because I'm looking at myself right now, but
I'm not
whoever
much
was
to look
talking in the
at.
congregation, I could hear a little bit of that. So if your mic mic on the stand is pointing outward, it was picking up a little bit. So that might give you the music sound. Mix that in. People sing along better at home, I think, if they have someone else is singing the words.
Yeah, can you hear them?
Let's
I'll see if they'll talk now that I aimed one out.
Okay. Yeah, you guys sing, give us a little string or something. I could sit here and not gonna happen. I can hear it. It's faint, but at least you get
Just
people
reserve
across it.
the front 2 rows for the people that can sing, and everybody else. That way they get good sound. That is, unless they want us to try to find footage, seriously, of the choir.
Oh, sure. As General Conference can do taped recordings of the Tabernacle Choir, why can't we?
Yeah, that was kind of the thought, but we're not running the program, so we could just give it as an option, maybe. Doran, would that be an option?
I can speak to, I'm actually over the music for the state conference. I can raise that for the Sunday. I know that the Saturday we already have, you heard Joyce playing the organ earlier. He's actually doing that for the Saturday leadership meeting. Sunday, we've got the music assigned and approved, we just need to find the chorister and organist. But if it makes more sense, and we can pull up the the Tabernacle of Salt Lake.
Tabernacle at Temple Square.
Temple Square, thank you. If we pull that up, they might decide to go for that.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that an option? If they want to go that way, can we give it as an option?
I'll throw it out there.
Get cameras on Forrester. I mean, there's a lot of things.
Oh, picture in picture. We used to try to throw the words on the screen. All that kind of stuff gets very frustrating.
I mean, we can do all that, but
I just don't want to have too many problems.
Yeah, we haven't spoken about words on the screen. We actually look at music or hymn selection of hymns that members know and know well, so they can sing, not having hymn books out, not trying to find it. I think everybody's now used to.
Yeah, as our non-technical high counselor over the technical side, he told us that it's everybody pulls their phones out now.
I'm like, they either know it by heart or I'm gonna pull it up on my phone.
Right.
Yeah, especially since the books weren't there.
Hey, Doran, when we set up next week to do a run-through, they're asking if we could give a time or make ourselves available for a specific time to get President Johnson on, if he chooses to do that.
I think it'll put his nerves at ease, setting up there like that, knowing that he has to conduct.
Instead, because a whole bunch of people he doesn't know from anybody else are running this, and oh,
You're gonna have to hold light on some of the podium and you may need to bring your LED lights. Cause you're gonna have to have dark to see the screen.
if he's conducting, we always have to have the projector on then.
Well,
Wow.
except when he's not speaking,
Just when he speaks, lights on.
yeah.
It's be like
You
a
need a much brighter
disco
projector.
party. On off, on off. Goodness.
You may need some directional lighting to light up wherever the podium.
Now y'all are really making it look like general conference. Get some French fry lights. Yeah, he's conducting. That's a whole other element. I didn't realize that. I've heard it, but it didn't click in my slow head.
Yeah, Wednesday or Thursday next week is fine.
You have anything going? Are you pretty open? I just don't know about your guitar and everything.
What it is, make a statement as in, it doesn't matter where in the world you are, you can serve in your calling. Yeah. Right? And we proved it through the pandemic, we just now take it a little further, saying, hey, out there in Afghanistan,
We just can't serve remotely.
I mean, yeah, I've got a couple of LED panels that we could put up right about here.
Again, we don't want to take away from the meeting, but we don't want to rely on something we come up with without it being
Here's the
approved.
thing, is that most of the people that are gonna be watching this meeting are not gonna be here. So if it adds to their experience, then it's a good thing.
You got thousands at home, 100 here.
Yeah, well, I was told to figure about 80% of the stake on the stream, which I tend to think that's a little aggressive. However, Sacrament in my house, it's streamed on at least 3 devices. How many households, even if it was met to 80%, you gotta look at the households that have multiple streams, kids who refuse to come up from downstairs. Right, exactly. That's one reason I think we lean towards YouTube. The fact that the church video system, when I did tests with it, it wasn't accepting as many frames per second, and it was erroring out pretty quick. And with us trying to do HD, I didn't think that was, I wanted to push the luck with that. And a good thing we're not doing Zoom if it limits at 500.
The YouTube link, does that change every time you start a stream? So you don't know what the link is until you start it?
No, I can schedule the stream way in advance.
But if you're in the middle of the stream and you suddenly have to reboot and restart, does that generate a new link?
As long as I can kill the stream, I think I dragged my feet too much because I'm fat and lazy.
And you very rarely have to kill it on
Right, no, not that one. I wanted to make sure that's the right one to keep.
When these off of LEDs to LED 40 for the
I do think that's the right
So, hey, for some of your questions that you might have, when we use in High Council, we use the WhatsApp. We usually hear back from the stake presidency, including President Johnson, fairly quickly. So if there's some questions you have, you can get those answered. You should be able to get those answers sooner than later through WhatsApp.
Yeah, it's reflective.
The glare.
Yeah, you just do like this. Yeah, that
You know,
works.
the lighting as you guys have been walking around, I thought it looked fine. I mean, it may not be studio quality, but
Yeah, we're not Rose Canyon.
But like right now, I mean, the lighting looks pretty good. I mean, you have some shadows, but no big whoop.
Yeah, I just don't know if LEDs, if you did do something like that, if it would show up and mess up the projector screen. You know, we don't have to do a projector. We could put a roll-around cart with a TV on it, but the carts we have in the library are just not that big of TVs.
Correct. 23, 25 inch, where I'd rather have a big projector.
Yeah, that's me too, but again, I'm,
You bring up a good point. You're not trying to get an image all the way to people back on the stage.
yeah, my goal is not to make the decision, it's just to give options. And everyone get feedback. A what projector?
You put a big TV up here.
Oh.
Bring a 75 inch in, with one on Costco.
Yeah, let me borrow your card.
It seems like we got some big ones on wheels over at the Blackbridge building.
You probably do because that was Rose Canyon. There's no jealousy.
Well,
here.
what can we say? Yeah, it wasn't that way to start with. It was, I was involved with some of the streaming right at first, and it slowly got beefed up a little bit more and
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
Russ Scadden's here. He was talking all about it.
Yeah, I bet.
So are we?
Okay.
I'm good.
We good?
Yeah, I'm good. So, yeah,
How's our report card gonna be?
well, so I guess, what are the questions,
Oh,
or
if he's
questions or direction that you want me to propose, or
okay.
to try and get some feedback from President
So-
Johnson? Number one is gonna be, if we pick a day, Wednesday, Thursday, give him a time window of when, or would you be available?
Would he like to do that?
Would you like to log in to give you a comfort level of, we tested it, but we think,
Yeah, I'll even wear tennis shoes that day.
yeah, so,
Yeah, maybe pants.
yeah.
That'll work. And then
I'll appreciate that.
I guess another thought is lighting. Is he conducting? If he's conducting, that's going to be a constant flip between somebody here live and not. And we can do this moderate lighting like we have right now. It may be okay, but if not, what's the thought on adding a couple lights? Again, I don't know what they look like. The equipment people.
Would it be helpful to, I mean, you guys were talking about a TV. Would the TV be better than dimming the lights? So you don't have to change the lighting quite so much. I mean, so like,
It's a little bigger
get a
than this.
bigger one.
It's a little bigger than this.
Like I have a
Spreadsheet,
I
bigger
have a
TV for the
55
chapel.
inch downstairs and upstairs here that you guys, you're free to use. And I'm sure there might be
Walmart
something
special.
more than that, but that might be sufficient.
Yeah, the TV was a thought versus the projector. The projector is definitely much easier on the eyes to see. I mean, I prefer it, but I'm not, working for the church, they keep saying counsel together,
So is
inspiration is spread.
you guys have the projector going right now?
Yeah, that's what you're looking at.
And you guys can see it okay?
Yes, we can see it okay. Maybe
Then the
Doran,
lighting that you have right now is good for video that I see. So I think what you have, what you have right now seems like it's working. So,
yeah, it's just playing with the lights a little more makes it hard to see the projector.
Easy, if not, we got a minute break each time he cut to him.
yeah. So, I saw a light change just now, but it wasn't that significant.
Right.
From my point of view, the background, your face is close to the same. The background lit up a little bit more, but yeah, that was a little too close.
But if little lights here, I don't know if any of that would make a difference. I don't know. Their suggestion. And then I guess
Sure.
music. If,
I'll address
yeah,
the music, but,
okay.
I'll be seeing President, Steve Haney tomorrow morning, so I'll check with him on
If y'all find music, if you locate the file as well for footage, just a thought. Are they going to want us to put names of the speakers? If they, yeah. Right, we would need to know decent time in advance, wouldn't we, Doran? Names.
Yeah. Right.
Robbie Curry, slacker, like that. Redneck.
Yeah, I do that for our.
Assistant redneck.
Oh, no, I'm head redneck. From South Mississippi.
How are you gonna be able to switch now?
Switch.
He's gonna be watching the YouTube stream, right?
Who?
President Johnson.
No.
He's gonna be watching the,
He doesn't need to touch YouTube stream at all
so how does he know when he needs to,
because it's a Zoom meeting and it's near live.
so he's watching through
So what we are pushing to Zoom, what we're pushing to YouTube as video, we'll push it to him as if it's our camera feed, as if we're switching to multiple cameras at my house, for example. Okay? Same with audio. He'll get the same audio. And as we saw our concern with the audio repeat and feedback, it didn't really seem like it was an issue. However, it is good to work through those sound issues beforehand.
That's,
Yeah.
that's something the Zoom software already accounts for, so.
Right. So, did we have any other questions?
Yeah, there were two questions there. One was roaming mics,
Oh, will there be roaming mics or handhelds?
and state the situation, whatever, roaming mics, and that is a whole lot of Kleenex or whatever.
And the whiteboard, you could ask now if the whiteboard.
I think Brother Noel said that they've got a whiteboard that they're borrowing from another stake.
I mean, it'd be nice to know where the whiteboard's gonna be. Okay.
Yeah, the location. Because we have two cameras, one tight, one wide. It'd be nice to know where we need to place it, because I really don't like the two from the same angle. This one almost, it's negligible of what it can really see this way.
And we can try to have President Wolfgram or Haney here, whichever night next week.
Yeah.
They can help us with the positioning of where what goes.
Yeah.
But we want President Johnson to,
So,
on the camera, see.
can I shut it down and start tearing down?
Doran wants to go home.
Okay.
I want to go home too. Hey, one other question you might ask is if President Johnson wants to be able to see the congregation. If he doesn't care, then you can dispense with it all.
Yeah, if he wants
that's-
to, and then we'll need to locate a phone to use, preferably over cellular, so they could just aim and make sure that they're
Yeah.
muted and everything. And just set it up on the
Just
separate
participate
table.
in the Zoom, yeah. You
Yeah,
don't need any
well,
audio for it at
I
all.
can bring my iPad in, which is on cellular, and it's a work issue, so I don't have worries about, plans and all that. We can just,
how's your reception here?
that's with Verizon, and last time I checked, it's about,
Mine was Verizon, I don't know.
I live in a donut of no signal at my house. It is literally nothing around us. The only thing that has worked is T-Mobile.
I'm too bar LTE, that's gonna be,
But he could jump on the network that the state president uses, right? Don't they have a separate network?
It's a separate network whenever we shut off the Leahona network.
Jump on that with his iPad?
Yeah, but just remember,